Hello and welcome to Mana Wars. We're here at Pat's Games in Austin, Texas. I'm Kevin. This is Arie. Arie, what's on the show today?
So we have a Boros Mentor deck against a Monogreen deck featuring a brand new card from Guilds of Ravnica, Nullhide Ferox.
Nullhide Ferox. It sounds big.
It is very big.
It is big. Who's going to win? Watch the episode and find out.
To keep up to date with everything at Knights at the Game Table, all you have to do is click subscribe and then hit that tiny little notification button next to it, so every time we upload a new video, YouTube will be sure to let you know. And
while you're watching, don't forget, we're giving away a booster box every month. Here at Pat's Games, we're now shipping throughout the United States, that's right?
That is correct, it's our new thing.
But this booster box you can win worldwide. All you have to do is share this video and then comment down below. You can have a box of anything in standard, like our recent winner, Tony Moeller, who opted for an M19 booster box. While you're doing that, we're going to go check out this Nullhide Ferox. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors. It's the...
Well, Scissors Lizard wins
Lizard
again.
Has slain the paper tiger. Is that three in a row now?
That's 3 in a row for Scissors Lizard.
It's the streak. It's the Scissor Lizard streak. Okay, so we got a return of the Boros deck.
Yes,
today.
Boros Mentor on the right, piloted by Aren, and now we have Ryan on the left with, we can call it Monogreen Stompy, I guess.
Monogreen Stompy.
Yes, and we're going to have...
Well, in my day, a Stompy deck had 13 lands and everything cost 1 or maybe 0. And I'm believing that's not the case here.
No, but we're just going to call it that for old time's sake.
Okay.
Because the other name for it would be something like Monogreen Hexproof, and nobody wants to hear about Hexproof.
I'm pretty sure that the Boros deck doesn't want to hear about Hexproof.
No, but we'll get into that when we start watching. One of the big additions from our new set, Guilds of Ravnica here, is going to be Nullhide Ferox, which I have been practicing how to say that for a while now. Nullhide Ferox. So
it sounds like a key ingredient in a hair dye.
To me, it sounds like something that you don't want your doctor to tell you, but you have Nullhide Ferox.
That's awful.
But we're going to see if he comes down. We'll wait till that guy shows up.
Both decks off to a good start.
Yes.
Here we got some mana acceleration from the green deck. We got a strong 2/2 there. What's this?
This is a Steel Leaf champion. Yeah, from Dominaria, still in Ravnica Standard. Some things have rotated. Steel Leaf Champion is not.
What does he do? He's a 3/3?
Steel Leaf Champion is a 3-mana 5/4 that cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, which is basically this whole Boros deck. So it's pretty much just unblockable in this particular matchup. And it's just going to be a brick wall here. And Boros Challenger's there, and also Sunhorn Stalwart, as well as the Goblin Motivator, but those are just not going to get it done. Oh, wow.
Boom. The full-time clock has started.
The aggressive attack, not blockable here.
What have we got?
Oh, wow, another one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. The double Steel Leaf Champion is, that is a troublesome
This is not a life that the Boros deck likes, is it?
No. They do not want to see a turn 2, turn 3 Steel Leaf. But I think this green deck, as you can see with this start, even though I haven't seen a new card yet, this deck, I think, is very well positioned in Standard. It was one of the best decks before the rotation, but the fact that a ton of problematic cards are leaving the format, like Heart of Kiran and Fatal Push, all those cards are out of here. You can see those guys in Modern maybe. So now that a lot of the sort of natural predators for the green deck are out, I think this green deck actually improved quite a bit.
So let's talk about some of the cards it's gained. So it's picked up some extra hexproof stuff,
yes,
right?
So Nullhide Ferox is the big gain here, because one of the big things you're trying to do with this deck is cast Gauntlet, which is a 12/12 that you have to have a lot of power in play to reduce its cost. And there's nothing better to reduce Gauntlet's cost than a 6/6 hexproof, which Nullhide Ferox, I think, going to become a big deal. So Boros Challenger coming in, along with Sunhome and the Goblin Motivator, who's not motivating anybody else here, just kind of motivating himself, I guess.
Yep. Pumping
himself up.
So getting in for 4, and we're following up with...
We got in for 4 with the Mentor ability. And
History of Benalia.
Is it History? Oh, wow, okay. History of Benalia is really good here. However, being at 15 against 2 Steel Leaf champions is not a good thing.
No, you're going to die really
Yeah,
really
because
soon.
We might just be winning the race here. Like, You just attack for 2 and
make any other thing.
Yeah, just follow up with something. The third Steel Leaf Champion. Okay,
proceeds pretty good.
Yeah, and a Thorn Lieutenant. Just 2 mana, 2/3.
Okay, so the red-white deck's playing some Wrath of Gods, right?
No.
No. Oh.
It has some Lightning Strikes.
It's gonna need so many Lightning Strikes.
Yeah, I think triple Steel Leaf Champion on turns 2, 3, and then I believe turn 4. That is going to be a lot. I don't know if there's really much they can do, just because you can't even block these cards. So I guess what you have to do, I don't even know, because before, like when we had the Boros Challenger, I guess you could think about maybe pumping it to be able to like make a 3/3 with Mentor or something, but since we don't even have access to that anymore,
no,
these Steel Leaf Champions are just unblockable.
Yeah, the red-white deck has to win this turn. I don't think that he can he?
No. If it were the turn that Benalia like actually goes off, then we might be able to deal 16. But since Benalia came down last turn, there's no way.
Okay, we're gonna make a.
We're gonna try. All right. More stalwarts, but I don't think those necessarily are gonna get it done.
They can't block, right?
No, they cannot block. So yeah, we're just gonna place this over here where it can't attack or block. And then I think Aren's gonna come to, I think at some point he has to realize that, I'm gonna pass the turn, 3 Steel Leaf Champions are gonna come in.
The white fog, right?
I can block 0.
Fog. You must have a white fog.
No, I think there is like a color shifted white fog or something somewhere.
There was at one point.
There's a black one, I know that, Darkness.
And it's the shock.
There's a shock. Oh no, the shock myself. Okay, fair enough. I appreciate Aren's style. But yeah, triple Steel Leaf.
What a beating. Okay, so hopefully we'll see a little bit more action from red-white. And again, we don't have sideboards today, do we?
No.
At time of filming, you've only seen about 100 cards from this set.
Correct. So we're filming pretty far here in advance of Guilds of Ravnica, but we wanted to show you guys something new and exciting. We wanted to feature some brand new cards, but without really knowing what the metagame looks like, it's really hard to have sideboards right now. So we're just going to play some game 1s, which, when I was testing for big events or like Pro Tours and stuff in advance, a lot of the time that's all we would do. We would test game 1s until we could see some tournament results.
You know what's good and
figure out.
The good decks then start sideboarding against each other.
Exactly. If you have get decks that cannot win a game 1 effectively, then you probably know that that's not a deck you should be considering anyway.
Not really. Yeah. Okay, so they're drawing their hands for game 2, and we've got nice variety in the Boros hand over here.
Yeah, I think we see turn 1 shock, which should a Llanowar Elves show up, turn 1 shock is going to be huge.
That's exactly what
however, shock is going to be less good against pretty much any other card in that deck, though. So, it's not the greatest. Then again, like last game when we saw all the Steel Leaf Champions come out quickly, if that turn 1 shock had been there, that whole game changes. I think triple Steel Leaf Champion probably would have been good enough anyway. But
not a lot of decks can deal with triple Steel Leaf Champion.
No, not really.
Unless you've got 3 removal or counter spells. Very tough day.
Yeah, even like a control deck, it's still a ridiculous amount of power. It's like 3 5/4s like immediately. Basically, it's a ton.
5 power is such a clock against it.
Yeah, it really is. So it looks like Ryan is mulliganing. Yep. I do see already a Steel Leaf Champion though, so that's a good thing. But it looks like he's got kind of a land-heavy one on 6. Yeah. To me, I think it's still a keep.
You can't really mulligan that.
No, you can't. It does.
Is he scrying?
Yeah. He does get to scry. We're shocking you now. Okay, so it was the turn 1 untap Sacred Foundry into you don't have a Llanowar Elf, so I'll shock you. Very aggressive play. I like it.
Very.
And so now Aren's got to try to think about which is my better threat here. Is it Knight of Grace? Is it Sunhome Stalwart? I prefer the Knight of Grace, given that he has History of Benalia as his follow-up, because the Knight of Grace, despite not coming from the History of Benalia, is a knight and does get the benefit of +2/+1 on it from History of Benalia. So let's see what the follow-up is here. All right, very nice. Druid of the Cowl, which is it's basically a 1/3 Llanowar Elf that costs 2.
It's unshockable.
You cannot shock it, and it's a fantastic blocker actually. Druid of the Cowl. Kind of, to me, honestly, a little bit of an underplayed card. It did not get played in a lot of versions of the Monogreen deck before, but I know that some really good players had it in their deck, like Pro Tour champion, Alan Wu. He had it in his Monogreen deck. So I know that it has been a card that's been on some people's radar for a while.
Seems perfectly good.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw from the green deck, nothing on turn 1. Turn 2 play got destroyed.
Turn 3 Steel Leaf champion.
Turn 3 Steel Leaf champion. Man, isn't it amazing that it's a 3-mana 5/4 that like has a bunch of other text on it too, and it's not even the best card in the cycle. The cycle, because that would be Goblin Chain Whirler. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, it's pretty absurd sometimes when you think about what creatures used to be like in Magic, and now you get like cards like Steel Leaf Champion.
What's this?
And Vinemare.
Vinemare.
Vinemare is a 4-mana 5/3 with Hexproof. And it also can't be blocked by black creatures. Not so relevant in this particular matchup, but, you know, in some matchups it is.
Okay, how much life are we on there? It's a little off the bottom again.
Yeah, so it's, 11. Yeah, we're dealing with, we got 16 for the green deck, only 11 for the Boros deck, despite the fact that it's shocked its opponent and played more creatures and added more to the board. It turns out you just can't block Steel Leaf Champion with your entire deck.
No,
so that creates some problems.
That said, some things are going to be happening now.
Yeah, I believe we've got Legion Warboss ready to happen here, which I think is pretty good. Because if Legion Warboss gets in there, that means that all the knights and the goblin from the Warboss can all attack. And yeah, a knight gets eaten by Vinemare, but then next turn, it's kind of problematic. Because we're going to be on 2 goblins, along with the actual Warboss itself coming in, along with all of the pumped-up knights.
Check out that goblin token. Where's that from?
Yes, that is an exclusive Path Games goblin token.
And you can get those all over the United States now?
Yes. Yeah,
shipped to your doorstep.
That is correct. Our store is now shipping, which we're really excited about. It's a new thing, and we may be including some of those unique Path Games tokens in some of those orders, absolutely. So that's a big chunk. It does, now a knight did leave the battlefield, which means that the history of Benalia is just that little bit worse.
It's still pretty good because it's going to allow blocking of that.
Yeah, it's going to make those knights into 4/3s. So those knights being 4/3s is going to not be so good for Vinemare or for Steel Leaf Champion. But I do see a Nullhide Ferox.
A Nullhide
Ferox hanging out. But okay, interesting. So instead of playing the Ferox, it looks like, oh, okay. Well, that could be.
What have we got here?
Oh, we had a Thorn Lieutenant into Galta.
Tell us about Galta.
Galta is a 12/12.
He's a what?
He's a 12/12 trample.
That's completely unreasonable. How's he done that?
Well, Galta's a 12/12 that has its cost reduced for each power of creature you have in play. And seeing as we had 12 power in play, Galta was a 2-mana 12/12.
Ooh.
So we did not even need Nullhide Ferox to show up because we had Galta. And Galta plus Vinemare is going to be not such good news for these knights.
Okay, so what can the knights do at this point?
Well, I mean, we could choose to attack with everything, and then we could mentor onto one of our goblin tokens, I guess. But then all of our stuff gets eaten and we die.
That's not good.
The flip side is we can pass the turn, and then all our stuff gets eaten and we die.
I see. So, do the knights have vigilance?
They do. They do have vigilance, but Galta is a 12/12 can block one of them. So yeah, we can battle with everything. So everything's coming in. We're mentoring onto something. I would not be surprised to see Thorn Lieutenant block Legion Warboss, or sure, Vinemare block Legion Warboss. You know, there's all kinds of different blocks we can be making here. Yeah, so that's going to be 5 damage total. That's going to take Ryan to 6.
Do we have a
double lightning strikes? Double lightning strike would do it here. Unfortunately, I don't think we have that. I think we have just some more lands and tutus, which against this particular matchup of Galta is going to be very difficult.
So we've made some guys, but...
Yeah, we've got some guys, but none of them really block Steel Leaf Champion, and none of them really do anything to Galta.
Well, we've still got a knight, right? The knight can block the champion.
No, it can't, because Steel Leaf Champion can only be blocked by things that have 3 or more power.
Isn't the knight's a 4, though, isn't it?
No, it only for that turn.
It's only in that turn. Oh,
yep.
No.
So, yeah, so this is, we can count it up. 17, 19, 24 damage. Only, like... 7 of which we can block. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So that's going to do it.
Kicking.
So there's our Nullhide Ferox. Didn't actually get a chance to come in from the hand, but, you know, no, it would have been good. It just turned out that Galta was better.
Wow. After a beating like that, Aren's going to have a Nullhide.
yeah. Nullhide Ferox was...
didn't even put it in appearance, did he?
Unbelievably, it was too slow because the turn we could have played it, we decided to play a 12-12 Gauntlet instead.
Holy hell, that deck was enormous.
Yeah, that mono-green deck, between having like Llanowar Elf and Druid of the Cowl to ramp, and then just having these huge hexproof threats like Nullhide Ferox and the Vine Mare, as well as, you know, just some of these older cards like Galta and Steel Leaf Champion, just all those cards in one deck with a bunch of forests, putting them in play, turning them sideways. It's a very effective strategy. Very
effective. And the Boros deck, which was so effective against that control deck, last week really struggled to get a foothold today.
Yeah, I think a big part of the match came down to in the first game when that Llanowar Elf came down and there was no shock on the other side of the table. That was really problematic.
And then game 2, no elf, but the shocks just ended up going to the face. And
yeah, yeah. The game where we had the shock is the game where we had the 1-3, so it didn't quite pan out exactly.
That's the trouble with answers. If your opponent doesn't ask the question, it's wasted.
Yeah, it's true. And as much as we've been talking about some of the really cool mentor creatures, and they are very, very good, they're less good when your opponent's got a bunch of 5-4s and 5-3s, you know, because even after they get their counters, they're still going to maybe trade.
That was brutal. Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next week on Mana Wars.